Boys and girls, the saga continues. And the question remains, can I still win? Just take a moment to look at this picture. I thought I'd include it in the video since I love these pictures created by ChatGPT. I can just repeat myself, it's just insanity to me. Literally what I did was I just copy pasted the log of my last YouTube video, of this last video of the last turn, and said, okay, as a continuation of the other ones, can you create a thumbnail for my next video? And it did this. It's insane. Okay. I will probably include them from now on. Well, at least if I like them. But I liked every single picture so far. Look at this. Okay. To the game. This is where we left. And I'm in the replay mode. And let's see what Mayonder does. He goes for upgrading military, apparently, since he goes for the wave of nationalism. And increase population, builds a cannon, takes multimedia for 3. That is good. That is good for us, I think. Yeah, as I said last turn, I actually don't know that exactly, but I think it's better if the Mayonder has the multimedia over the Weidenbeast. And reveals an entrenchment tactic. Does this mean anything? I don't think it means anything. It's basically for him an H2 tag. There's still 2 copies of modern infantry. Okay, so he has a good way to defend, actually. He's quite safe with that. Just needs science for modern infantry and air force. He has air force in hand already, so maybe it just ends up being one of the 2. But if he gets some of those copies, revolutionary ideas, he might have the option for both, and then it's almost impossible to declare war on him, and like this is already quite tough, I guess. Yeah, it's still about this possible one sneaky war in the end that wins barely, but I don't think it will happen, but we should still look out for these options. Okay, and that's the turn. '86 plus 19, so yeah. Maybe he wins in the end, after all. Weidenbaum reveals a popularization of science. Now that's what I'm talking about when I say we still need some culture from impacts. That's basically it, huh? That's a good impact here. It's one of the better events that could have been in the deck. And we see the population. That's not surprising. I haven't seen this turn yet. What are they doing? Just going for movies? Building 2 movies? It is so cost efficient. And yeah, as I stressed, I think more than once, this engineering does make the huge difference. It's so cost efficient now to just spam movies. He couldn't build 2 movies without this. It was on one for them. So I guess it's 2 movies. So movie, populate movie, take Kubatur in hand, take reserves in hand or something. Would be my blitz turn, I guess. It's so good that the Cold War hasn't been revealed. And we will have to think about now whether we will contest it, whether it's worth it to contest it. I think it's this. There, it is. I swear I didn't see this. I saw my Mayonder's turn, but I already forgot what he did, to be honest. I only quickly saw it. It's because I checked what event had been revealed when the Hydra's political action happened. I checked the game, so I saw what they did, but I don't pay attention to that too much. But I haven't seen this one yet, so nailed it once again. I think I have a pretty good quota of guessing the turns. And that's the turn. This will be a huge internet, by the way. It will be insane. Yeah, maybe we don't really have a chance after all. I think the internet will be too crazy. I think it will be too big. It's on plus 22 now. Yeah, the one thing they don't have is people. And the Macac is coming, but it will be late. So the one thing they don't have is people. Do they still rely on an inhabited territory? So one thing is definitely certain, we don't see it. We don't really want to reveal the Cold War. We don't want to reveal a possible territory that fixes their one problem. And they have seen an impact now. It's kind of sad that the Mayondor wasn't able to to go ahead of Weiden Beast of the Hydra, because then it would be even more incentivized to get stronger and contest the Cold War. Like this, I'm not certain yet whether we are in a position where we can do that. So as I said, this oil is still looking juicy to me. It's +4 income for the cost of 3, so it's still a lot of rocks, and still possibly with an economic progress. Might even consider this, but I think that's wrong. Needed to play reserves for that. I think this is just, it costs 3 and some civil actions obviously, but it's a tech and it gives more rocks in one turn already, so I think that is a no-brainer more or less. And now the rest. There's still. So after this turn there will be 1 or 2 more turns and I might be the decider of that. So this -3 is 13 and then at least 6 cards are gone, 7. Like this, they would need to take 7 cards in total. Doesn't look like they can, to be honest. And then I can decide. But then I don't want to take... So if that's important, I might not want to take these cards, or at least maximum 1. It's one of those turns, huh? We will have this income. I will have 1 more rock next turn. I don't know how good it is to prolong the game, to be honest. Tough questions, huh? Maybe I want it to end next turn so they actually don't get the 50 culture internet. I mean, not next turn, but the turn after that, because I am, I think, in control of that. My civilization doesn't scale with the one done nearly as well as theirs. This Hollywood will be huge anyway, and this internet still needs 3 pro sports, and they just need time for that. So in the scenario where I want to end, so next turn to be the penultimate turn, I think oil is not correct. I think then it's kind of time to start building operas. Like this, we can still get the satellites out. It's good for this progress. It's good for the possible impact colony. Now what? +5. Just messing around a bit. This participates in a code where I don't know if that's important enough for us. But it also sets up to threaten a small war, to be honest, with the Dietrich 1 Air Force. No Air Force possible, no patriotism in the row, but the second military theory will drop very likely. It feels so bad to spend this bronze once again. Okay, so in the world where we want the game to end, we need to take cards. Like this Grove Reserves still. 714, that would be like barely enough to build the Wonder even. In this iteration we have, that's 14, 18, minus 2 is 2, plus those 4 is exactly 1 more building. Like this has 12, minus 6 is 6, so all of us need to take 6 cards. Now I cannot take 6 cards alone. And they will be very careful to not give me the power to end the game there. And I'm not entirely convinced of this, obviously. Could switch to Dietrich, but switching to Dietrich costs a lot of culture here. It costs 4 culture just for being strongest. '87, 79, 89. So this Hollywood's right now 36, and they will probably, yeah, as I say, will probably like still be one or two multimedia upgrades and flaming, so it will be like 40 something. So against them, they are kinda maxed out in 2 turns. I think against them it might not be that relevant whether we have 1 or 2 more turns. I actually have zero idea whether we are whether it will be possible to end the game like this. Let's recalculate quickly. It's -4 is 12, -6 is 6, so 6 cards. They don't need to take cards. They don't really need to take cards other than maybe this. And it would be take 5 cards. Is that possible? In 3 player it's a little easier, huh? To take 5 extra cards. Since you have 1 more here. It would be... So this is 2 for 6 of 9. We have 3 spots left. Let's assume we need 5 cards. I think that's reasonable. Assuming 6 cards, I can't imagine that they take 0 cards in total. So let's assume 5. So we have 3 spots, so we can take 3. Play 1, 4, play 1, 5. Would be exactly enough. If there's no like wonder here in this spot, if there's cards that we can actually take here. Which is not guaranteed. 4 always possible, 6 I think always impossible, 5 might be possible. And then all this just to assess whether it's possible, and now we have to assess if we want to do that. Because I'm not certain, I have no idea, to be honest. In this other iteration where we go for oil and don't let the game end, we can also we have the best economy by now, to be honest. They will still need to get this out, but even if they do next turn, it's kinda too late almost. This iteration we can still go for reserve, for this thing. It's just sad that we don't get the satellites out for a possible inhabited territory. Even wealthy would be crazy good. Reserves on rocks. Yeah, we don't participate in the Cold War, which is kinda sad. It's not guaranteed, it's revealed. Might be that Maunder is not seeding. He has very few impacts he wants to seed. I think actually 0 maybe. He doesn't even win culture. There's some neutral ones. Like happiness. Yeah, happiness is actually good, huh? But it will be, we will still bid some of pros. Happiness is actually good. Right now, but it will also be like neutral just against them and against us also. We will also max out happiness. Almost. You know what? I don't know what is better, to force the end of the game or not. I have zero idea actually. Of course, this scales like crazy, but they need more population for this to really scale. I mean, they might start disbanding this, huh? If no one threatens any military, they can just start to disband this. If there's 2 more turns, I still can react to them disbanding this and then put just one cavalryman here and 1 air forces is already threatening a war, which we have an end. Hybrid war is a little sad, since they are immune to happiness loss. They are not. Mayondor is not. Maybe I should stop making weird sounds with my pen here while I'm recording. It's so close to the mic. Better make weird sounds with the coffee that I'm pouring in. But the train of thought that I lost is, if it's close, then it's just more interesting if the game goes on, isn't it? For everyone involved. If it's close. I don't want that to be the argument, but it is an argument. I used to play with a friend when I started recording the videos for Pulse, and he was the calculator. It was, I wish I would have him by my side always playing this game, and then I could ask him these questions and he would say, yeah, it's obvious. And he was always right, or almost always, about these questions. That was insanity. He could calculate it. I don't know. He didn't even like calculate it. He just knew. Yeah. I'm looking at this, and in my brain is like this meme of this ape clapping those things. Nothing happening. Blank. I have no idea. Ending the game is not guaranteed, and I have zero idea if it's better or not. Might be not. We're also threatening to end the game like this, by the way. I mean, same threat, huh? It's just that the oil is then a little more awkward, but it's still just more rocks. So it's not that awful. Just the other turn is probably somewhat better. Seven is a good number, by the way. That's 2 populations. And finally some operas next turn. 17 rocks, urban growth, the efficient upgrade still for something like this for impacts. Can also omit the efficient upgrade and take the reserves, so we do threaten to end the game. I don't think any one of them wants to threaten the game. Maybe it's after all this turn and threaten to end the game. And reserves maybe a bit better, since it's just 1 less card to take. Then it is this 5 card scenario, but the hand is a lot fuller, so it's not really possible unless they also take cards. $87.79. This is already 22. and it will add 18, something like 18 or more. Yeah, in the case where they just disband all this. Those reserves might still be important to actually build that. I think we can, like this is 13 plus after next turn is 24, 32, 36, minus 16 is 20, is 3 operas, which we aim for. I mean, they might not be careful, huh? They might want the tanks in hand. Military build-up for safety. They take 1 or 2 cards, and if the beast takes 1 or 2 cards, I threaten to end it. I think in the value function of the game, I feel like it's better if it doesn't continue. For them, I think it doesn't matter that much. For them, it matters a lot. I think every turn matters a lot. And for us, it's kind of unclear. Yeah, I think this reserve is always better than the sufficient upgrade. This would just be better if we find the appropriate impact, like agriculture or this. I don't think even with the efficient upgrade this will be still worth it to upgrade the bronze to oil. Even with the efficient upgrade it should be wrong. This just, yeah, for impacts for free, but then it's like for culture, for this selection. No, the reserve is more important to yeah, if I didn't miscount it for the 3 operas and this. Wonders, huh? Yeah, we don't see that now. It's not good enough to risk giving them what they want here. Not good enough. If we had a really good impact now, we would have to consider that. What did the picture show actually? Science, balance. It is just from the log, right? It's like those impacts that I iterated. And this thing doesn't know how those impacts look. It just imagines this. And it's not that far away, is it? Where's balance? Okay, that's okay. I think that picture is better for balance, to be honest. Look at this. They just have this symbol already with justice system, right? What is my stomach doing? Do you guys hear this? It's insane. Why am I looking for the justice system? It's here. No, it's the justice symbol. It's not the balance symbol. Okay. Science. I can't really. I have to look at it in another video. Window. Yeah, it's also a cool symbol for science, isn't it? Wonders also pretty cool. What do we have here? I don't know. This is balance. Science. Science is just the lab. Oh well. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? It's just a lot more rocks with this oil, huh? This maximizes rocks, and I think we still need to do that. Whether it's 1 or 2 turns, we need those rocks. I don't think we can afford to put a guy in here. Of course, it's gonna be sad if it's Independence Declaration. Okay, it's just a happy face. I think we can live. It's not great, but would not be the end of the world. Of course, yeah, negotiations and refugees would be sad. Not gonna lie, that would be sad. There can also still be terror. There can be anything. I don't think we should calculate in the worst case scenario here in a game where we need things going our way anyway. If we were ahead clearly, or at least somewhat clearly, or if it was reasonably accessible, how our winning chances are, we could make a better bet of better assessment of how safe we have to play it. The other option is obviously a lot safer. Not losing a strength event now, building this cavalryman. But in many cases this does nothing. In many cases this is a very bad turn. As soon as it's not the refugees and the international negotiations. As soon as it's that. Because even for the territory, we cannot be certain that we win it like this. Just 2 more bidding power. It doesn't change the odds of winning a territory enough. Or that much. And as I said, they would have seeded anything. I do feel like since they didn't go for the macaque, they kinda looked for this inhabited territory still. And I still dream of an economic progress, because that would also have been an event that they would just seed with this insane Suez Canal. I still dream of that. So I can still think about this, but no. It's too expensive, I think, because we need to do this and we cannot build this then, right? And that's not. We pay 9 for 6 more. I think that feels wrong. I think that upgrade's better. The other one might be better with economic progress. Oh well. No idea, friends. No idea. No, it's also. I wish there was a military theory here and we had even more science. Why do I have 15 strength now? Ah, because I elected. Okay, yeah, let's not elect Dietrich. That's not so good. That was a good riddle, huh? Why did I have 15 strength? The Legion tactic. Okay, I'm gravitating back to this turn. How much does this do? Not being the weakest here. Oh no, the cavalryman doesn't even help with that. I need both satellites and cavalryman. Doesn't even help with that. Reserves, urban growth, and player reserves on rocks. And cry if it's the refugees. Cry if it's... I think if they reveal this international news... If I don't lose rocks with the international negotiations... If it's science... I think science is what is most... This would be the best for us to lose. The other one is tightly knit, huh? It's tightly calculated around these resources, but science is something that I just have plenty of, it feels like. So it would really be not that bad, I think, to give them some science, lose some. Refugees would be pretty bad, to be honest. I will have to admit that. In the end, we probably just lose one of those guys, but still. So this is 24. Hmm. 20 science would be satellites and military theory. Possible if I don't lose science. It's also unlikely, huh? But if I don't lose the science, it would be possible. Oh no. Careful. I can't omit those opera. I have to develop them. There's no copy of movies left. I have to develop them before the game is over. It will never be H4 on my turn, right? After this turn, like this is 11 and they -4 is 7. They would need to take 7 cards together. That's not happening. They don't have those civil actions and no incentive, I think. One, two. No. I was dreaming of developing satellites and military theory before progress, but I will not be able to develop both next turn. Only one. It's like opera and satellites, for example. I'm gravitating towards this. Just look at the other option again, where I would go satellites, opera, resource, growth. And what? Take this then. It's still bad, very bad. I did something like this, huh? and populate with this. Now it's only +6. Let's think through the alternatives without oil. A little cleaner, maybe. Yeah, I could populate like this, but then this is not 7. Or it's not 8, huh? This 7 is awkward compared to the other 7. Sometimes 7 is not equal to 7. Proof by example. I mean, the statement is sometimes, so that is a proof, huh? I don't only need an example to prove that statement. Am I right? Why does it feel so much worse? Is it so much worse? This was super tightly knit resource-wise, huh? With it's only this and one more opera. It's not. In the other one we have 3 journalisms, 3 operas. And in this one we only have this. 2 journalisms, 2 operas. Just some safety, huh? And maybe a small war option. But it's actually only a small war because we can't. We have too few military actions. So we can only declare the war with military theory. And not air forces. And I think the war option would only be there with air force. Like in 2 turns, there is a small war option like this, but I don't know. Like this, we also draw no cards. It's also super bad. We don't have to play the tactic now, but it's still 1 card less. Every card counts here, I think. And there's also the scenario where we do this now, and they still invest into getting stronger than us. Because we can't really go to 19. They invest into getting stronger than us, and they reveal the Cold War or another strength event. There's also that scenario. And electing Dietrich now in the tactic, then we draw no cards, and -5 culture income, or -4, also not an option. This just feels so much worse than the oil play, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Who agrees? I actually want to ask my joker. Maybe I will. I don't think I will. I think I will go for this oil turn now. I think it looks better. And the reserves on rocks, huh? What to keep? The tactic can go. Oh, wait. Wait. We do have them, eh? We have a hybrid war. Sometimes. Does it change the equation? Threaten a hybrid war. But I don't want to spend all my all my military actions in a game where I'm set up like this for impacts. In Hybrid War next game, even if it's like a small win against one of those players, it loses against the other guy. If I declare a war, that means the third player wins. I can declare it on the Hydra and maybe gain an edge over them by that war, and then the other guy just wins. It has to not cost me that much. It has to happen for free, more or less. And it's not for free if I draw no cards for that. It's for free if I do it with a patriotism or a military build-up, and I already have the military theory, and then just can do this war on the side. The war as the main objective is definitely not going to win this game. 100%. Ja. Ja, es ist das Öl. 100%. Not Dietrich. I don't know why I take this card in hand all the time. It's this. What do we keep? Or do we play this for some culture? It's not enough. It's not enough. It gives me 2 points versus this Weidenbeast, and it's not worth the 2 points to reveal this and possibly reveal the progress earlier and so on. So I think that has to go. You know, we want to keep those defense cards. I think the war also has to go. Yeah, because I think that is not something I want to do. Thank you for reminding me though. I think it's like this. Cards defend 2 aggressions even. If for some reason Mayando wants to make the play where he opens up the way for an aggression for Weidenbeast. We could even defend both. Crazy, huh? And we still need the tactic. Yeah, and this Wonders is not good enough. And now, yeah. It does depend on these things here. There are some very good things that can happen here. Some things that are of not so much impact. And some very bad things can happen to us. Cannot change that. I think investing in this other turn, it looked worse to me. So we have to take that risk. It's worth the risk. In my perfect analysis and turn, double check, I didn't take Dietrich in hand. I mean, into the game. That is good. The reserves are obviously more important than this rev idea. Sufficient upgrade doesn't do enough. Yeah. And then next turn can be 2 operas. What yellow cards are left still? There will still be an EG, what would be huge, and this Grove. 2 patriotisms for the war out. Is it maybe wrong to throw this away? To still threaten a hybrid war. Happy face wise will be close, because if we go for war, it's more likely that we have 2 operas. It's +5, then some yellow cubes will be, yeah, it will possibly be possible. Will possibly be possible. Just have the option in hand. If it's an inhabited territory, it's just building 2 more, huh? I could build everything. Or I had the option for that at least. Is it bad to omit this option? How realistic is it still to sneak that? We would have the science in 2 turns. I can also even sneak that without the Air Force maybe, if they just start to respend next turn. They just go here, go to pro spots. The problem is they would still have so many rocks in hand, so their defense potential will still be a lot. It's not happening. This hybrid war is not happening against them, and also with the way they played here, my other played, it's also not happening. This war is not happening. It's not happening. Be gone. Impact of strength. Huh. I might sneak that. Might sneak an impact of strength. It's always good to have these high impact cards in the last position, because you can very efficiently win those. Especially with Dietrich and this tactic. The other draws are obviously awful. Man, I wish there was a version of the game where these cards would be in another deck. Would be so much better if you separated those green cards from those aggression cards and war cards. Have 2 decks for that. Oh, that was quick. Ravages of Time. Oh, see? No. No strength event. And not the cold one now. And the Ravages is most likely theirs. That's an event that you would like to see it with the Colossus. That's not too bad for us. It's +1 culture, it's +2 for them. We just lose 1 science income. It's not too bad. For them it hurts. They need the civil actions. I always say them. I'm infected by this virus. It's a he. I know that. For him. It's just so confusing because they are them legitimately, and this is at least most likely a he, huh? It also says he here. Let's not dive into that topic. I don't mind saying them sometimes. You just have to indulge that. I am confused. Okay, yeah, that could have been worse. Could have been better. I still hope this is this. I want this to be economic progress. I still hope it. I still think it's the best for us, since we have so many civil actions, so that we can actually use the rocks. They are like, okay, we have more rocks, we have 0 food, thanks for nothing, I guess. Maybe they just built 2 wonders, but they also have no setup for a second wonder yet. It's only a Manhattan project. They won't build the internet now into this Manhattan. It's not an option. Okay. A Cold War would still be awful, huh? Would give him 26 science so they can develop both of these. Well, we will see. This is it for now. See you in the next one.